Hey guys. Okay, so as you can see, I already got started, and that is because I actually wanted to talk today instead of doing a pre-recording and a voiceover, but I still didn't want it to be too long at the same time, if that makes sense. So I went ahead and did the eyebrows, but that's really like easy, self-explanatory. I literally just take my brows, Anastasia Better Pretty Heels, do my brows, and then I clean it up with some concealer. Boom, that was it. So I'm really not going to be going too in depth about what I'm doing into my face because there was a conversation I wanted to have today, if you're keeping up with me. What I wanted to talk about today was the stuff that nobody prepares you for when becoming a new mom. Maybe it doesn't entail just to become a new mom. Maybe some dads go through it too, but I'm not a dad, so I can't really speak for them. But I'm gonna say what I've heard from, my own personal experiences, certain friends that I know just became moms, and a little bit of everything kind of balled up together. So I'm really not gonna be going too far into detail about what I'm doing with the makeup because it really is more so a conversation today. So let's get into it. First things first, I absolutely love being a mom. I love it. I love it so much. Like, it makes me so happy. The typical stuff you always hear, the light of my life, I never knew what I was doing with my life before I had the baby. The whole spiel you always hear. But I don't want to talk about all the good stuff that we already anticipate. I want to talk about the stuff that nobody prepares you for. This goes for if you have a village, what they call the village helping you. If you don't have a village, if you're doing it by yourself, if you're a single mother, if you're co-parenting, whatever. I am somewhat co-parenting slash single parenting at the moment, if that makes sense. So I am a little bit in between both worlds, honestly. Me personally, my biggest thing that I have come in contact with that has really ground my gears the most is people trying to scare me. I I encountered a lot of people who put a lot of doubts into my head. Doubts that I already had and some that I didn't need. But it's like they try so hard, especially older people. I hate to say it, but older people, I know it look a little crazy right now, but I'm fanning it out. Older people have a really bad habit of trying to scare you into things and out of things. I had a lot of people basically ask me, "Are you sure you want to do this? Like, she don't need a baby. You be having seizures." A lot of it was they wanted to talk about my seizures. They wanted to talk about me being in a wheelchair, things like that. Like, I have my own health issues. And basically they were saying, like, do you really feel like you can have a baby and be in your circumstances? And I just want people to know, I don't care who feelings I hurt, but how disheartening it was to have so many people discourage me, especially when the people who know me, to know Dejanique is to know how bad I've always wanted a kid. Not even just a kid, any kid, my own personal family. Like, I've always been big on family. And it just really hurts to know that I didn't have the support from certain people that I thought I would. Now, don't get me wrong, I had support. My sister, my cousin, like, I had support. But it just, how it's like people are always like, "Oh, I wish people called me. I wish people reached out." And it's like, it's not that people aren't reaching out, it's that you wanted it from a certain person. But as I grew older, I also had to learn, which this is a little off topic, but I had to learn that sometimes the people you want aren't for you. And that was just a little life lesson I took with this. But back to the things that nobody tell you about. People try to scare you out of things. That was the biggest thing that bothered me, was all the doubt and the naysayers. It damn near drove me up a wall, because it's like, I know it's gonna be hard. I know this is not gonna be the easiest thing. I know, I'm gonna have trials and tribulations. And I know that I'm gonna have more hardships than some because of my circumstances. I will explain what I'm doing right now. I took some of my makeup remover, and I put it on a defined brush to wipe that off so that I could put the silver over without it looking muddy and smushed and stuff. But back to what I was talking about. I knew I would face trials and tribulations. I knew I would have somewhat more difficulties than what some people like to call normal moms because of my wheelchair and because of my circumstances. But I didn't let that scare me or discourage me from being a mother. I didn't let it scare me out of what I wanted. And that's what a lot of people fail to realize. Telling me all this stuff, oh, you think you should be doing that? Do you think you should have a baby? That's not gonna make me change my mind about keeping my baby. It's gonna make me change my mind about keeping you in my life. I'm just taking off that excess liquid because it was a little bit left over. Okay. That's not gonna discourage me from keeping my child. It's gonna discourage me from keeping you around. And honestly, a lot of people discouraged me mostly in the beginning of my pregnancy. And I'm kind of glad, because why not get rid of you now before my baby get here? So that when he's here, I don't have to clean house then. Just get it out the way now. Okay, I had to get a little quiet because I needed some concentration. Okay, much better. Sorry. Back to what I was talking about. Yeah, so basically I had to learn that I had to clean house, because part of being a good mother is you have to protect your child. And sometimes it's not just from physical harm, but it's also from people who don't have, the best interests at heart. And sometimes having best interests at heart is not just, oh, they wish you physical harm. Negativity. A lot of parents have to realize that sometimes protecting your child is protecting your child from people who are negative all the time. You don't need that in your life. It's already going to be hard being a new parent. Do you really want somebody constantly telling you you're not doing something right? You're failing. Basically telling you you're failing, you're doing a horrible job, and in layman's terms, asking you, do you really feel like you made the right decision? Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody needs to hear that. It's discouraging. Once a person makes a decision that they are keeping a child, it is no longer your job to try to discourage them out of that. After that, your only job is to encourage them and support them. If you plan on sticking around, your only job after that is to encourage and support. Encourage and support. Encourage and support. That's it. Nothing less, nothing more. Nothing more, nothing less. And that was a huge problem that I fell into. Another thing that I had to deal with becoming a new mom was everybody wants to try to parent. Everybody wants to tell you what you should and shouldn't be doing. Everybody wants to tell you what they did with their kids. Everybody wants to tell you what you're doing wrong. And nobody needs that. I have a rule of thumb that I go by. If I'm not doing anything that is going to cause my child physical harm, delay in his development, or any type of bodily harm, or like I said, delay in meeting his milestones and stuff, if it's nothing contributing to that, please sit back and let me parent how I'm going to parent. I understand that you gave your child chicken wings when he was two months to help him, start eating. I'm not doing it. I'm not giving my child chicken wings because I feel, me personally, and once again, like I said, everybody is different, but me personally, I feel like babies Their stomachs can't tolerate certain things yet. So why would I give him that and potentially mess up his tummy? But everybody is different. That's like some people believe in giving their baby shots, some don't. That doesn't make you any more or any less of a parent because you do or don't get your child vaccinated. I'm just using this color corrector to help with all the dark spots from like acne scars and stuff that I have. But yeah, that's just my rule of thumb. Unless I personally ask you for help or ask you for some advice, please trust me. I'm not too proud to ask for advice. I text my sister and my little sister at that, well, not little like a kid, but my younger sister. I text her all the time and ask her if I should or shouldn't be doing something, or if it's time or not time to be doing something with the baby. For like, of course, amongst his milestones, I text my cousin all the time. All the time. They're both in my favorites because when I have a question, that's who I go to. So it's not a pride thing. It's like what people don't understand is when they do start giving out all this quote unquote advice that they have for us, it's never just harmless, helpless advice like, oh, have you tried this? Or, oh, have you heard this? It's usually, oh, I didn't do that with my baby. Or, now you know you're not supposed to be doing that. No, I don't know that. I know I didn't ask for your input because it's not advice. It's more so them telling you you're wrong for doing that. Just because somebody parents differently from how you parent does not make them wrong. It makes them doing it different. Every parent is different, just like every child is different. No two people are going to do everything the same way. I could take a couple pointers from something that you say and decide that the other stuff I don't want to try, or I don't want to do, or I don't believe. But that doesn't make my way of parenting wrong because I'm doing something different from what you believe I should be doing. After I take the foundation and put it everywhere, I'm gonna blend out that eyeshadow a little bit better so it doesn't look so blunt. The faces I make when I'm doing my makeup is hilarious. I'm be looking like a child while we talking about kids. That's exactly what I feel like I'll be looking like, a child. But yes, the backseat parenting, oh, that kills me. That grinds my mother freaking gears. Because I didn't ask you, Cheryl. I didn't ask you if you feel like I should have my baby in a walker. He's 4 months. He don't need to be in no walker. Can't even hold his back up. Can't even hold himself up. And you got people telling you all type of stuff. And then the crazy thing is, it be people who kids ain't doing the best. Sorry to say. But it be all the people who kids may have or may have not turned out the best. You really think I'm gonna take advice from you? I understand maybe it's maybe they miss being somebody's mama. Maybe their kids grown or whatever. If you want to parent somebody that bad, go have some more kids. Go have some more. I encourage everybody. You want to have kids? Go do it. If I wasn't so sick when I was pregnant, boy, I'd pop out like 3 more. I ain't gonna go crazy, but I'd pop out about 3 more. But my pregnancy was pretty difficult. So honestly, if I was to ever have kids again or another child, I'd have to make sure that it's with somebody I know I'm gonna be with for the long run. But even with that, it's very iffy because nothing is, set in stone. You could feel like you with the person you gonna spend the rest of your life with, and y'all could, go y'all separate ways. And not even because anybody did anything wrong. Sometimes people just go apart. People always assume that when things don't work out, it's because somebody did something wrong. Some people aren't friends long enough before they get together. People don't think about that. Some people aren't friends long enough, so they don't realize that they really don't have as much in common as they thought. But you're so hooked and so like set on the honeymoon phase that you think y'all a match made in heaven. Really, y'all don't even like each other, or y'all have nothing in common for real. A lot of times that coming from, y'all getting freaky or humping on each other and stuff, so y'all not paying attention to the fact y'all really don't have a lot in common. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with starting over either. And of course that's off topic, but that'll be another discussion. But I just wanted to throw that out there, that there's nothing wrong with starting over. That's another thing that is on topic with things that people didn't tell me, or that grinds my gears about becoming a new mom. So many people feel like they know so much from their own personal experiences that they will beat down your throat what they feel you should and shouldn't be doing within your household. And from that, I mean from the parenting standpoint. Me and my child's father, we are not together. That don't mean we hate each other. I love him. I really do. That's my dog. I crack jokes all the time like, oh, that's my brother. I have no hard feelings towards that man. I love him, okay? We are family now. We family. We share a kid. So nobody can tell you, especially younger people fall victim to this all the time. Our older or elders, they want to tell us, oh, you still messing with that boy? Oh, you better leave that boy alone. Because they feel like we shouldn't still be messing with whoever we had our child by. That is nobody else's business. If you want to try to make something work with your, what do I call it? Because it's not a spouse or significant other. If you want to try to make it work with your co-parents, do that. Don't let anybody discourage you. Or if you feel like you don't want to make it work because you've been down that road before, do that. Nobody can tell you what you should or shouldn't be doing. Nobody knows what's better for you than you do. Nobody. If you decide that one day y'all do want to try to make it work and then you change your mind, that is your business. Nobody can discourage you from that. And nobody can make you feel less than or bad for that. Every family doesn't work out how we wanted it to. Some people break up when they, have the baby because they're having their own personal differences. Or some people aren't together when they have the baby, and then afterwards they get together. The point of it is nothing goes according to plan. People always say, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. I don't know why we as people make plans and expect them to always go to how we imagined it. Life is not supposed to go like that. Life is not gonna go like that. So don't let people discourage you. If you want to try to make things work, do it. And then on the other end, do not try to make something work that you know isn't there. If you know that whoever you trying to co-parent with ain't doing what they supposed to be doing, and the only reason you sticking around is because you wanted your family to work, that's not a good enough reason. I'm sorry, honey. It's not. It's not a good enough reason. Because while you trying to make it work, whoever it is that, ain't doing what they supposed to be doing and taking care of business, they not caring. A lot of times people stay together because they feel they're being pressured into staying together, or because they feel like that's what they have to do. Nobody has to do anything. All y'all have to do is do right by that child. But there's nothing in any handbook or guidebook saying that we have to stay together. And then another thing to piggyback off of that, you don't have to hate each other just because you go your separate ways. A lot of people, they have kids before their time, before they're actually ready, before they're mature. And that's where a lot of this baby daddy, baby mama drama comes from. Because they are so hooked on trying to make something work that doesn't need to work. Or they have this stigma that, oh, we not together, we supposed to be beefed out. No, that's not true. That's actually not healthy at all. You can have a healthy co-parenting relationship outside of what, Society leads you to believe you can actually have a healthy co-parenting relationship. You can. You do not have to hate each other just because things didn't work out in a relationship, mother or father. And just because they, the child lives with one person, you don't have to hate their guts. You don't have to stop them from seeing the child. And I know women who do the same thing. Women who they stop the fathers from seeing the child because relationships didn't work. And vice versa. I know men who do the same thing. There's no one gender is above the other. I've seen the case on both ends. I really have. I've seen men do it out of spite. I've seen women do it out of spite. But either way, it's wrong. And it's childish, honestly. There's nothing saying that you have to hate each other because it didn't work. Grow up. Get over it. Because ultimately, who really suffers? It's you not, making the other person upset. Because eventually, I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. Eventually, the other person is going to get tired of fighting. They're going to stop trying to be present in the child's life. And now you're stuck co-parenting by yourself. So now you're stuck being a single parent when you didn't have to. But you were being childish and you thought that you were, somebody was going to keep fighting with you about seeing a child. When I know a lot of people who would just say, F it. I'll see when they turn 18. Is it because they don't care about the child? No. But in today's time, we all got high blood pressure. We all have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high everything. So we're going to do everything we can in our power to eliminate any extra stress. And sometimes that extra stress is pursuing something that's not working. It's trying to make somebody let us, be a part of our child's life. And it shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't get to use your child as a pawn. And once again, that is for men or women, because I've seen both genders do it. I know guys who keep the baby from the mama because, they upset she done moved on or whatever the case may be. And I definitely know women who do it. And it's not right. No matter who it's coming from. But that's not the reality of it. The harsh reality is you can't... Hold up. You can't force nobody to be mature. You can't force nobody to grow up. So that's where that comes in is that comes into the saying, be careful who you have kids by. There are a lot of life lessons that my mama tried to teach me that I didn't listen to. It's a lot of life lessons that she gave me that I did listen to. And right now I can say I feel like that's one that now I don't know if I was listening or I don't know if I was falling asleep. But we gonna find out when I see how this co-parenting thing is working out. But yeah, if you feel like it's best to not try to make something work and just to strictly co-parent, do that. You got to do what's best for you and your child. And shoot, if y'all want to revisit the discussion later, try it later. But if you know right now that it's not good for either of y'all, count your losses. Because ultimately, I like to believe that nobody just was hunching and just got pregnant by anybody. I like to believe that at one point y'all was friends. And sometimes a relationship not working out or not being able to successfully co-parent can ruin a friendship. It really can. And you don't want that. You don't want to get to the point where y'all can't even be friends. And that's what I told my co-parent. Like, I'd rather just count our losses and take it as an L now over never being able to speak again. And we had our time to where, we weren't talking. We had our time where we wasn't cool. But I got over my hurt feelings. And I'm like, okay, now we can proceed. I'm not saying you just gonna get like that overnight, but I am saying that if you stop thinking out of emotion and be rational about things, you can make it work. And no, I don't mean make co-parenting. I mean make the relationship work. I mean make co-parenting work. You just have to stop acting and operating out of emotion. And a lot of the baby daddy, baby mama beef that do be coming about, it comes about because things didn't work out. And it comes about because we're acting out of emotion. He mad, she done moved on. She mad, he done moved on. Everybody pissy. And everybody got their horns showing. So everybody want to be oh, I can hurt you more, basically. When it shouldn't be like that. Because once again, who ultimately suffers? And this all ties into stuff that nobody told us. Nobody told me. They tell you about the sleepless nights. They tell you about the baby not wanting to sleep. They tell you about, oh, you know, your social life is over. My social life is already over, sweetheart. So, joke's on you. I had social anxiety. I didn't care about going out anyway. So, really, my social life didn't suffer, baby. They tell you about not getting no sleep. They tell you about, you know, your body change. They tell you about all the stuff that, hate to say it, but really don't matter. In my personal opinion, I can say everybody's different. What matters to people, everybody different. But to me, the stuff they told us about or prepared us for don't matter at all. I don't use none of that shit. All the little life lessons they try to tell us, I don't use none of that shit. I'm learning about the shit I wish they would have told me about. I'm learning, I wish somebody would have told me, look, if it ain't working, let it go now. Before the baby get here and y'all hate each other. And when you need help the most, you so mad at them, you don't want to ask for help. Oh, don't nobody hear me now. Let's talk about that. Do you know pride is a dangerous thing? And do you know why? A perfect example. A time had came where I needed help when I first brought my son home. I needed help, but I was so upset with his dad, I wouldn't allow myself to ask him for help. Now, my son never suffered. I suffered. But I didn't have to. Sometimes we bring suffering on ourselves when we don't have to. And why? Because of that pride. That pride is a mother. But what happened? I stopped acting out of emotion. I had my time to get mad. I took my time to get upset. And I got over it. Because like I said, at one point, I realized I was mature enough to realize, like, we were friends at one point. And if something don't change now, we're never going to get back to that. And I don't mean get back to it because it's like, oh, I miss your friendship. Boy, fuck you. No. Get back to it so that we can be friends enough for our child to be okay. For our son to be able to function and not be in the middle of freaking chaos. Nobody wants to live like that. Yeah. Nobody wants to live in chaos and turmoil all the time. So that's why I stopped acting out of emotion. And, you know, like I said, those were just some of the things that I wish I would have known more about. Because I probably would have, I would have self-corrected sooner than later. Well, is there anything else that I wish people would have told me? The backseat parenting. That's the one. We talked about that. The letting stuff work or not work. We talked about that. I think that was really it. What else? Overwhelming. I was very overwhelmed. And not because of anything my baby was doing. My baby sleeps. He get his sleep. And I'm not being funny. I don't remember if I said this or not. I got a really bad habit of repeating myself. But he gonna get his sleep. His 12 hours of sleep, okay? He wake up, eat, and he's right back in the bed. Like, he right back knocked out. So that was never a problem. My overwhelmingness or my overwhelmed emotion came from, where was I going with this? Y'all, that is horrible. I literally had what I was gonna say and it escaped me. That's crazy. That is crazy, y'all. I literally just, I could never be an actor because of stuff like that. That right there, we would have been in the middle of recording and everything, my whole little line, everything I was supposed to say. Do this go up? I got a lip liner that don't go up. Oh, that's ridiculous. Anyway. Yeah, I could not be an actor. Y'all see how fast I just forgot what I was gonna say? We would have been taking a cut every 30 minutes because I didn't forgot my lines. I didn't forgot, y'all. And this is a brown lip liner. I got tired of black. Black was just a little too bold for me. And it was a little too harsh. So I lined it with a brown. I'm going in with a lighter brown. And then I think I want to take a lighter lip, if I have one. I think I do. I think I do. Is this one lighter? I don't think so. No, these. It's a little lighter. I don't have anything lighter. Okay, that'll work. I'm gonna take this one just because I want a little something. Okay, there we go. Now it's giving what I'm trying to give. Now I'm going to take a bigger brush, if I can find her. Bigger brush. Take all that setting powder off. Which I don't even really know why I just did all that setting powder because I'm not going nowhere. But if I was going somewhere, look what it gave. It would have been giving. Y'all, I'm really mad because I knew I had something juicy. Okay, so now I'm gonna get my little, you know, fake moles or whatever. I like one right about here. Here. Make that one a little darker. Here. And here. Okay. It's giving. Now we're just going to put some lashes on because I don't know if y'all can hear him, but my baby waking up. And he nice, but he ain't that nice. So pretty soon he's gonna start showing his butt. But yeah. I think that just about covered it. I know I had another juicy one I wanted to give y'all, but I really can't remember. And that's really sad because I'm not even old. I am 25 and my memory is gone. But that's part of the whole mom brain they be telling y'all about. I mean, I guess another one would be relearning to love yourself, not as anybody's daughter, not as a mother, not as a grandmother. Before I had my baby, I always knew myself for somebody's something. Whether it was their daughter, their granddaughter, their niece, their cousin, their sister. I knew myself for somebody's something, but I didn't know myself for just being me. I didn't know myself for just being a person. And honestly, being a mother, I learned to love myself and know myself for Deja. I learned to know myself for Dejanique. I learned to know myself for who I am, what I like, what I don't like, you know, things I wanted to change about myself, goals that I had. I knew I wanted to get back into YouTubing. I know that I want to take YouTube serious, and I lost that in doing stuff for everybody else. So I had to learn to self-serve. Because they always say, you know, oh, everything is about the baby now. You know, oh, it ain't about you no more. Now it's about the baby. That's a joke. And that's a lie. And do you want to know why that's a lie? They always tell you, you know, for a baby to be happy, mommy has to be happy. So forget that bull crap that everybody else be talking about. Oh, everything about the baby now. No, it's not. It's about both of y'all. And that's where a lot of people forget about themselves because we are so stuck in the stigma that, oh, everything is about the baby. Don't get me wrong. Everything is primarily about the baby. But it's both of y'all as a team, as a unit. Because if you're not okay, think about it like this. If you're co-parenting with somebody, why would you leave me with the baby knowing that I'm not in my right mind? Not saying me, just in general. Why would you leave me with the child, or why would you be comfortable with leaving me with the baby if you know I'm not okay? So if your co-parent or the person who you had a child with is not okay, if they're asking for help, give them that help. That means they're telling you something is not right. If you are going to leave them with a baby for 24 hours out of the day, wouldn't you want to at least know that they can productively care for the baby? Wouldn't you want to at least know that they can efficiently care for the child? I can't care for the child if I haven't peed in 24 hours. I can't care for the child if my mind is stuck on, oh, I haven't eaten today. I can't care for the child if I didn't take a shower today. Now I'm trying to roll in the bathroom with a baby, with my stuff and everything else so that I can take a shower before we go to bed tonight. Because I don't want to be in the bed dirty after he been spitting up on me, throwing up on me, probably done peed on me today. I might have some poop under one of my fingers that I missed, whatever. Wouldn't you want to at least give me those 10 minutes so that I can recoup, so I can go back to productively caring for him? That's what a lot of people miss. Oh, you know, they not even doing nothing. The baby sleep or whatever. It don't matter. Everybody need those 10 minutes. Even if it's just those 10 minutes that I'm finna take in the shower. Oh, I thought he was over there throwing up, y'all. Even if it's just 10 minutes in the shower. You need those 10 minutes. You need those 5 minutes. When my baby was in the NICU, y'all, I was probably in the shower for 3 minutes, and I'm back out the shower trying to rush out the door. I mean, rush out the door to get back up to that hospital. And I had to finally just stop. My 10 minutes, I ain't gonna lie, I spent my 10 minutes crying. But everybody use their own 10 minutes for whatever they feel they need to use it for. Where did that glue just go? I didn't let my glue dry. What, Daddy? Oh, here it goes on my lap. Everybody need that 10 minutes. I used my 10 minutes to cry like a little punk. I was going through stuff, y'all. But y'all, I'm loving how this turned out. And because I know I got distracted again. Y'all, if y'all don't take nothing else from this, just take the fact that everything don't go to plan. Do not let people overwhelm you or make you feel like you're not doing a good enough job because you're not parenting how they want you to parent. This is a learning process for you and your baby. And don't let nobody come in and mess that up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know you see me over here. Hey! Hey! You tired of me being over here? You tired of me not talking to you? Okay, now I'm talking to you, son. Yeah. Yeah. You wanted my attention, now you got it. What's up? Huh? Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Come on, Lord. Help me with this lash now. I know the front ain't sticking, y'all. Don't do that. I'm fixing it. Ooh. Do I need to stick a little glue in the front? Is they gonna act right? Okay, y'all. It decided to act right. I don't even know where I put my comb. I did have a comb somewhere, y'all, I promise. But oh, here we go. Okay, but I'm currently not sure where it went. Yeah, it's giving. It's definitely giving. I look good. Yeah, you agree? Do I look good? Mama look good? Huh? Yo, no, you rude. Just rude. Yeah. Ooh. Y'all. You guys. This is the finished product. But yes, it was good to be back, have a little conversation. For any mothers who are doubting themselves, it's okay to let them cry for a couple minutes because you want to go in the kitchen and take a sip of wine. It's okay to want to go in the bathroom and take a poop for 15 minutes. It's okay to want to do your makeup while they're sleeping. If they wake up, you know, within the last 5 minutes and they're crying a little, it's okay. You're doing a good job. And don't let anybody tell you any different. It's hard being a mother, whether you have a village, whether you're doing it by yourself, whether you're co-parenting. It's hard. It's very hard. And there are some things that we cannot. Sir, you gonna be like that? You gonna do me like that? Huh? Huh? I'm trying to talk to the people. It's hard, but you got it. If you were looking for affirmation or confirmation, or confirmation that you're doing a good job, this is it. I'll see you guys next time.